So, Alan has this joke. Every time I go for a walk, he says, "Oh, do you have your knife? Because the wild killer bunnies of Edgemere are out." We think it's hilarious. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I think it's because their natural predators are kept down by the infrastructure around here. So, anyway, let's do another Atheist Advent Calendar before I go to this Friendsgiving that I've been invited to. How do I turn this around? Can I turn this around? How do I turn it around? New phone. Okay. So this one's about debt. It's really simple with me. I've been in deep, up to your eyeballs, can't breathe debt. I've had my credit score be as low as 185, which people are like, how the hell? And I'm like, well, what you do is you lead a union campaign at a restaurant, let your car get repossessed, and just neglect your student loans, and also carry about, I don't know, between 10 and 30 grand in medical debt because you were considered uninsurable back in the day before Obamacare, which is really Pelosi care. Anyway, let's talk about debt. I have been trolled by people for expressing my political views in writing. And one of the comments that I got some pushback or commentary when I published a letter to Jeffrey Goldberg, and I took it badly at first, but one of the comments was, her politics are all over the place. And I let that sit for a while. And finally I was like, good for me. Good for me. I think that means that I still have a fucking brain in my head. So, I do wish I could figure out how to turn this around on my new phone. Anyway, here's what I want to say about debt. All that debt is a long-term negotiation. There. Just flip it. All that debt is a long-term negotiation. If you are in debt to somebody, you are in a negotiation. Period. End of story. As a person who's dug themselves deep in the hole through education, I mean, I have close to $70,000 worth of student loans that we're still figuring out what is the thing that we want to do about them. What do we owe this country at this point? We'll see, you know? On the one hand, we could wipe it out, but on the other hand, why give the regime more ammo, you know? I mean, I think before Trump became president twice, I thought the best thing to do always was just to make these loans dischargeable in bankruptcy like any other form of consumer debt. That way market forces can give feedback to the institutions that abused the system of federal student loans in the first place. It's just like what we have more broadly going on with our monetary policy, quantitative easing, inflation is absolute shit. I like what Tom Bilyeu has to say about that on his channel. And so, yeah, if you're stressing about your debt this holiday season, just downsize. Re-gift. That's what I do. I re-gift. I go to thrift stores. It's just a negotiation. I also recommend this guy, Chris Voss. He has a masterclass on negotiating, which I completed about half of, I think. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description. This has been your Atheist Advent Calendar number 11. I am Penelope Crystalfink, over and out.